All right, what is up, guys? Shane Hunt here. I'm going to take you guys through a little bench press session that I'm doing today. Today's August 2nd, 2024. About 5 weeks out from my next meet. I think tomorrow is 5 weeks out. So, feeling really good. Bench press, dealing with a little bit of a shoulder issue. I haven't been making the most consistent. It's been like almost a year since my last actual video, but have still been uploading shorts. If you haven't followed along at all, I competed about 2 months ago. I want to say about 10 weeks ago now, in May, end of May. Totaled 977.5, 2155. Not quite my best total. As you can see, we're here, Capital City Barbell, bright and early. No one else is here. So as I mentioned, 2155, not my best total, not my best work. We've done slightly better. It's not gonna zoom. We've done better. I've done 4 meets since my best meet. So not the best look, right? But back with Josh Bryant. Next meet's gonna be on a power bar. Hard to say if I'll be able to contest my best total, but the meet after that, bigger than ever, stronger than ever. Hopefully we can bring the best package, that I've been able to present. So without further ado, let's get into it. As you guys can see, I'm pretty big. I'm kind of fluffy right now, a little bit fatter than I want to be. I just hit the scale, 2 scales in the gym. One of them said 284, one of them said 281. So if you are in any kind of, if you need kilograms, 127-ish, just under 130, depending on which scale we're going with. So let's make some gains. All right, what is going on, guys? So I figured I would just voice over these. This is pretty much how I used to do all these videos, and I haven't exactly decided exactly if I'll keep doing it this way or put music. I don't know. I'm not too worried about like monetizing the videos, just because I don't have enough subscribers for it to matter. But I do really want to start. A lot of people have messaged me on Instagram and tagged me in comments and stuff and just said, like, when are you coming back to YouTube? And it's been something that I've been putting off. And honestly, I just prepped for a meet in May for most of the year, and I could have been recording a lot of that. I just didn't. I just lost that groove of doing it. Obviously, I still record, my training, my top sets, and post them on shorts, post them on Instagram. People who follow me obviously still follow along, but it's not quite the same as posting like training with thoughts and stuff. And I don't know if these videos will gain a lot of traction. They're not going to be the most exciting because it's just training. It's not like the highlights of training with just the big top sets. You can only do so much to that, and you really can't be lifting like peak weights all year round. You can do many little peaks, throughout the year, but there's only so much the body can take. And from a longevity standpoint, it's like, what's the rush? And I'm trying to adopt that mentality again. I kind of lost that over the last, let's say, year and a half of training, where I just started training for the moment and trying to be as strong as I could in the moment and not really worrying about the big picture and, getting stronger. But I was so focused on displaying strength in the moment. So trying to get away from that, obviously. If you've been watching the video so far, I've been doing some close grip feet up bench, which in my opinion, one of the best ways just to build pure horizontal pressing power. You don't have any kind of leg drive, and to a degree, leg drive is just going to provide stability for the torso and everything, so you are having to stabilize a little bit. But I think just not focusing on keeping tension in the legs and being able to purely just go through the motion of the press, and then once you add the legs back in, I've always found tremendous benefit, and I find I can train this variation relatively frequently, relatively high volume, relatively high intensity, as long as the absolute load is not too heavy. So just meaning that I can train it at a pretty high RPE, given that I'm not pushing above, say, like 90%. So if I'm doing even 65%, that sets of 12, and it's RPE 10, 9, and 10 for all the sets, I find I can recover from that quite easily and do a similar session, similar amounts of volume, 2 days later, 3 days later, not needing a lot of recovery time in between something like that. There were times last year where I was doing close grip feet up bench anywhere between 4 and 5 times a week. So, many times I was doing back-to-back sessions. And as long as I managed my fatigue well, just meaning that I didn't push hard every single time. Like if I pushed hard, the next one might be like a moderate, the next one might be relatively easy. And I just, kind of undulated the load in such a way that I was able to, pretty much, if I wanted to, bench almost every single day, and I made insane progress. Now, the only problem with that, I can't really do that right now, just because of this issue I'm dealing with my shoulder, and also I have Josh Bryant handling all my programming, so he's obviously not going to do that. He's more of a fan of a slightly lower frequency approach, a little bit higher volume, and implement some different tactics that I wouldn't normally do, just different tempos. He's a fan of sometimes using boards and chains and things like that, which for me, I just, coming from a USAPL background, that's just not that I really identified that way, but just the way that I viewed training and the way that everyone around me trained for years was just straight weight, no specialty barbells really, maybe a safety squat bar, but that's about it. And, I really have enjoyed training with Josh. I've only been with Josh for I think this is my 4th week. This video is from last week, but I've only been back with Josh for, about a month. But Josh trained me at the end of 2021 into the Ghost Clash at the beginning of 2022. I want to say we worked together for about 4 months, and I hit 100-pound total PR, my first meet with Josh. About 7 months after that, my best total ever in September of 2022, I totaled 1,015 kilos. And after that, I stopped working with Josh, just had a lot of things going on, personal life stuff. Ended up moving back to Florida, and I had the notion that I should contact Josh and get back with him for a while, but I just wanted to see, I had a lot of ideas about how I wanted to train and things that I wanted to experiment with, and I wanted to kind of put them into action. And for the most part, I did get quite strong, and I did do a lot of things that were, impressive. I could, post on Instagram some heavy lifts, but for the most part, I don't really think it made me a whole lot stronger. I just did a lot of displaying my strength, and in a way, that is gratifying, but it doesn't suit the big picture of being as strong as possible. So that's the goal now: get as strong as possible. Like I said in my previous videos from a few years ago, not too worried about what we do on the day. It's all part of that big picture. So yeah, drop a comment, like, subscribe, whatever people say these days. And if you have anything you want me to talk about when I'm making these little training vlogs, let me know. I might show some food that I'm eating. I might talk about nutrition a little bit. And you'll see the programming just as I go. But have a good one. Talk to you guys in the next video.